Hey everyone, so today's video is 100% going to be ranty and I'm apologising in advance. I hope you're all having an amazing day though, because today's video is all about the big reveal at DC Fandome that Jason Todd will become the Red Hood in Season 3 of Titans. We will also be talking about what I hope will happen to Jason in Season 3 and whatever seasons follow that. So let's get started. So the DC Fandome event, Fandome event was the other day, and shameless plug, I did do a video on it, so if you want to check that out, it'll be down below in the description, hopefully, if I remember. I most likely won't, but you guys can find it, you're tech savvy. At the panel for Titans, they revealed that Jason Todd will become the Red Hood. Whether that's in Season 3 is up for debate. They could just mean that he will eventually become the Red Hood. I can't really remember, but I don't think they confirmed Season 3, I could be wrong. But ultimately I have some mixed feelings on it. Get ready for the rant, it's gearing up. From what I could gather from the panel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Jason will be an antagonist towards the Titans in Season 3. Not the main one, that's definitely confirmed to be Blackfire, but an antagonist nonetheless. As a baddie, his whole motivation seems to be that he just wants to get back at the Titans for what they did to him last season, and to me that makes zero sense, like none whatsoever. Jason rode off at the end of last season on his motorbike as the Amazons were taking Donna Troy away. Sure, he might be angry, he might even feel a bit betrayed, but immediately jumping to wanting to kill his friends or old friends and past girlfriend seems a bit extreme. Even for Jason. It feels rushed, like there's no build up to the ultimate payoff, which is Red Hood. We haven't really gotten to know Jason as Robin yet. We haven't really grown attached. Well, I have, but that's just because I love Jason Todd as a character in general, but the wider audience mightn't have grown attached to Jason yet. So to throw Red Hood into the mix already is super anticlimactic. I want to feel heartbroken when Jason dies, relieved that he's brought back, conflicted about the new Jason, and finally accepting of the Red Hood. That's a lot of emotions, and these emotions are what the Titans should be feeling when it comes to Red Hood. We haven't really seen Jason and Bruce interact, but we're going to jump to a guilty and angry Bruce taking out his pain and denial on the thugs of Gotham? Sure, Jan. Yes, that makes sense. And that's if Jason even dies. I'm sure you all know how Jay dies in the comics. Joker plus Crowbar plus Bomb meets a naive Jason. He's brought back to life thanks to the Lazarus Pit, but he's not fully him, not fully healed. He then takes on the Red Hood mantle, a name his murderer used to go by. He brings his own brand of justice to Gotham, a very different type than his previous mentor and brother. Jason clashes with the Bat family regularly and sometimes wants to kill Batman, but haven't they all at some point, so that's not really a negative for Jason. Anyway, that's a huge journey to go on. One season isn't enough, it needs to be slow burn. Even though we know Jason will eventually come back, there needs to be a bit of a gap between him dying and him returning as the Red Hood. So we can see the Titans processing their grief and their anger and their hurt that they feel towards the Joker and Jason and this whole situation, and we also need to see them not get over it but come to terms with his death, so that when he finally comes back as this new and improved Jason, it digs and opens up old wounds. We also need this gap to give him plenty of time to be brought back for one and to be trained by Talia. It can't be resolved in half an episode or an episode. If you're doing a Red Hood arc, please do it right and give it the time it deserves to be fleshed out completely. If we get this rumoured Red Hood spin-off, flashbacks to his time with the League would be really cool, and I would also love to see Talia and Ra's al Ghul in Titans at some point. But you don't need to cram in this huge impactful moment in Jason's life in an episode of Titans like they kind of did with Superboy to then just resolve it all in the next episode. The main problem is, I don't think the Joker is coming to Titans. I haven't heard anything about his arrival. Of course, it is really early, so maybe he'll be announced, or maybe he'll just turn up in season 3, but as of yet, there's been no word of the Joker. But if he isn't in the new Titans, how is Jason gonna become the Red Hood? He picked the name Red Hood because of the Joker. It was a sort of fuck you to him. So if we have no Joker, then Jason becomes the Red Hood just because. And he becomes the Red Hood because of the Titans? Well, I agree that everyone was annoyingly angry at Jason last season for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I don't think that would push Jason to abandon his Robin identity and move into this new entity of the Red Hood just because he was picked on last season. I just feel like it's really rushed, and the transformation between Jason and Red Hood won't be as dramatic as it needs to be. It'll just happen. This whole thing with the Titans makes no sense to me. I mean, yes, they definitely were harsh on Jason last season. Dick was really harsh on Jason last season for literally no reason. But that is not the catalyst to make Jason leave behind his new family, not just the Titans, but Bruce and Alfred, to become this Lone Ranger. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, maybe I listened to it wrong on the panel, but if there's no Joker and he's just the Red Hood because it was a cool name, I'm not gonna be very happy. Obviously, once I watch their take on Red Hood, I might love it. But at the moment, I just have these like niggling doubts about the whole storyline. And it's worse for Jason because he is a character that I've loved for ages and I want to see it done right. Whereas when they did Superboy last year, I actually quite liked the episode and I like Superboy, but he needed more time. He needed a couple of episodes to get to know him before he runs into the Titans. He needed some time to breathe as a character by himself. And I don't want that done to Jason. The Red Hood arc is this impactful and emotional journey, and it's full of anger, and I don't want that brushed away in an episode. I know it's this team show and there's so many characters and you have to work everyone into it. Don't do the fucking Red Hood arc then. Not yet. Let other characters have their time to shine. But if you want to do this big arc with Jason, do it right and start really early and end really late and have him miss half a season, because we don't know we as the audience don't know if he's back, so that when he comes back we're like, holy shit, who is this in this Red Hood? Could it be the Red Hood? I'm ranting. I told you this would happen. Anyway, let's move on to what I want to happen to Jason in the next couple of seasons. I want Jason to have some friends. I'm like a concerned mother making sure her child is treated well. I just want him to make some friends, you know, fit in with his class. Roy Harper has been confirmed for season 3 and I'm super hyped for it. I love Roy and I would love to see the friendship between Jason and Roy play out on screen. I remember Roy being mentioned, and I'm like 50% sure he was mentioned last season by Donna Troy, and at the time I was like, oh no, does that mean he's the same age as Dick and Donna and Corey? Or does that just mean he's Jason's age, but he's more involved in missions? Green Arrow lets him out on missions. Hopefully it's the latter, because I would love to see Jay and Roy meet and have this friendship that I've always really loved in the comics. The friendship's so wholesome, they're like best buds, and Jason needs someone like Roy to support him and vice versa. He needs Roy. The introduction of Roy could possibly mean a outlaw team in the works. Of course we won't get Starfire, which is a bit of a bummer, but we could have another outlaw added to the team. Artemis. Artemis is an outlaw in the newer run along with Jason and Bizarro. She's also an Amazon. With the passing of Donna, because she's definitely coming back at some point, we might get to see some more Amazons. We saw some take her away at the end of last season, so make one of these Artemis. The missing member of the new Outlaws and a friend to Jason. She would be the perfect balance to Roy and Jay to like kind of offset their silliness and their goofiness, or Roy's anyway. Jason's not really goofy. But she'd be the perfect member to bring balance to the trio. And she could be a love interest for Jason, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but a possibility for her to be a love interest. And my last point, let's talk about Rose. The romance between Rose and Jason to me was confusing. Jason fell for her so quickly. I kind of hope that if they're going to keep on as this, I kind of hope that if this is going to be Jason's main relationship, they need to build on it and keep on at it, because it was so rushed last season. Again, this is the problem, is they have so many characters and they just don't know what to do to give everyone a chance, so they rush everything. It's just, oh, it's just frustrating. I hope they build on it if this is going to be Jason's main relationship. He doesn't need a relationship, you know? Everyone seems to have partners in Titans, I've noticed, you know, Hawk and Dove, Aqualad and Donna, Dick and Starfire, Dick and Dove, Jason and Rose, Beast Boy and Raven. It's just, you don't need pairings. People can just not have relationships. It is a thing that happens in life. Anyway, I think I'm going to end my ranting there. I told you it would be a ranty one, I'm sorry. But let me know what you think down below. Are you glad Red Hood's been brought into the DCEU Titans? Do you want them to wait a little while? What do you think about the panel? What did you think about DC Fandome? I quite liked it. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It would mean a lot to me. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week and subscriptions are free. And I keep doing this a lot, I don't know why. Click that bell if you want to be notified when I upload. Any video suggestions, please let me know down below. And I will see you next time. Bye everyone.